Hey guys, Leah Michelle, Resistance Chicks coming at you February 10th, 2017. It's a Friday. What are we doing next?
Well, there's a celebration actually going on.
Celebrate good times.
Tehran. 1979. Let's party like it's 1979. Oh,
When they start making you wear the hijab and all women lose all their rights.
Let me show you a little bit about Iran before 1979. We're just going to go through a couple pictures here.
Look how fancy looking people.
There's some
Look
nice.
Look at those little girls.
They look like American. That's awesome.
That's good hair.
Bikinis.
Wow.
In Iran.
In Iran. Look at those beautiful women. They had jobs. Look how normal they are.
They look like pictures of my
Look
mom
at that.
in the 70s.
That's so great. Oh my goodness.
Just regular old
folks.
Look like it could be your average American high school yearbook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good-looking group of people. Now,
and they are good-looking people.
they are very good-looking people. Their women are just beautiful. I always comment, I'm like, no wonder you make them cover up. They're like people in the movies, you know. But actually, they find themselves at odds with themselves, because I'm going to get to the protests in a minute. But this video came up on my Facebook, and I actually couldn't play it. I couldn't find it again. But there's a thing in Iran, and it's nose jobs. They are the nose job capital of the world. Because, as they said, as I was watching, they're actually smiling. This is a badge of honor, because they all want the Western nose. I guess ours would need to be a little bit more pointy to be perfect.
No, don't you guys like our noses? Our little Swedish nose?
Stop it. To look Western. What I said was, they're not allowed to show their hair. They're not allowed to show their bodies. The only thing they're allowed to show is their eyes and their nose. And the nose has actually become the one thing you can do to make yourself beautiful and stick out, because you can't show off anything else. So, and then the government actually, that's what happens when you have a government like this, over and over, like the Barbie doll nose. Okay, so as to the protests, let's just hear what our team has to say.
The wider West.
Iran. People have been gathering in cities across Iran to mark the anniversary of the 1979 Iranian Revolution. It put an end to the monarchy of the US-backed regime and led to the establishment of Iran as an Islamic republic.
And actually, the United States backed this revolution under Carter.
In the day of the capital, Tehran. But not all the banners you can perhaps see there were waving about Iran. Various negative images of Donald Trump and the American flag were on show. Anti-US sentiment there has increased of late, with the Trump administration taking a hard line on Tehran.
This is the single biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world.
Instead of being thankful to the United States in these agreements, Iran is now feeling emboldened.
Our weapons are solely for defending our country and nothing else. Therefore, we shouldn't allow some people to create an unhealthy atmosphere in the region.
Iran violated an agreement with the UN on missiles, and they're actually in violation. And so that is, Donald Trump took a harder line.
Will never repeat, never, and get the same statement from those who are complaining. Never use them against anybody, unless in self-defense.
Kate Partridge takes a look now at any possible outcomes of further escalation.
So, what if the US were to go to war with Iran? The consequences would not only be military and civilian casualties, but also in the religious, economic and political spheres. Iran is a Shia Islamic powerhouse, though Shiites only make up 15% of the entire Muslim population, and violently oppose the Sunnis, who make up the majority, including in countries such as Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Pakistan and Turkey. Jihadists also follow extreme versions of Sunni Islam and are violently anti-Shia, such as ISIL in Syria and Iraq. So any conflict between Iran and the US could trigger a domino effect, and all-out conflict in the Middle East with alliances forged on religious lines. And then a wider proxy war could follow as the Western countries and other powers back up their Middle East allies.
Very interesting take that they have there. You're already going to war, and when you see some of these tweets, the real Donald Trump was today's star in Tehran. They've got Donald Trump carried around with a noose. So you've got this one really got me. I don't know if you can see it.
American flag, and they're walking on the Israeli flag.
That you can see the close up here. Footage shows people trampling on pictures of Trump in a central Tehran street where marchers carried banners reading, "Thanks, Mr. Trump, for showing us the real face of America." The crowd was also seen burning U.S. and Israeli flags. Israel is Washington's main ally in the region, while Iran has been supporting Palestinians in their dispute with Israel, chanting out provocative slogans about burning flags are common practices at mass demonstrations in Iran. And somebody said something. Is this America or is this Iran? Because there's been a lot of pictures of
The flag
being burned and Donald Trump, effigies, how do you say it, of Donald Trump. So you've got down with the USA, they're chanting down with the USA.
Here's the thing.
Right.
Go ahead.
So they're burning. The flag there, the Israeli and the American flag.
When they're chanting "Death to America," like Leah was saying in the other video, if I have a grievance against another country or something like that, I'm never going to chant "death to them."
Right.
Right? That's not the answer. I may not like your policies, I may not like what you're doing, but here's the thing. Even if they are coming at us and saying "death to America," I'm still not going to go back and chant "death to Muslims" or "death to Iran" or Tehran or whatever. You just don't do that.
Right.
You guys. And so that's what these people are chanting.
Right, and they're walking on American flags. So there's been this huge protest going on right now. And I don't know what else to say except for, to talk about what's going on in Iran. And it's just so twisted because, like I was saying in my last video, I watched people keep trying to say that Iran is this great country and that if you watch I've read through some women travelers, some single women travelers who've gone to Iran. And they say, it's just their culture that I have to sit in the back of the bus. It's just their culture that I can't sit next to a man, or men won't talk to me, or if I do talk to them, then they might take that as an opportunity to rape me or grope me. I understand it's just a culture thing. No, it's a messed up, twisted in your head thing.
You guys saw those pictures of the women pre-1979.
Right.
Now you as a female will go over to Iran and say, listen, they can grope me, they can make me wear the hijab, they can make me, they won't talk to me, I can't initiate conversation, I have to sit in the back of the bus, I can't drive a car, whatever. All that stuff, and you can just say it's part of their culture. But if you lived there,
right,
you would not just be saying, oh, we love this, it's part of our culture.
Some of the tips on traveling, I told you must wear the hijab, you can wear pants, but it has to cover your tushy. With a loose-fitting coat over top of you, it can get very hot. If you go into a restaurant or to a tea house, make sure that you head to the separate areas set aside for women.
Do not go and sit next to men.
If you are by yourself, it's best not to enter a tea house, as men will either harass you, which means sexually harass you, or treat you like a leper. They'll just run away from you. So on city buses, use the women's entrance in the middle and sit in the back with the other women. On inner city buses, you can sit in any part of the bus, but you should always try to sit next to a woman. And what's interesting, I was reading one woman traveler, she said, the bus driver had to switch me around 3 times so I wouldn't sit next to a man. And she was like, okay with that. These are like liberal women.
And people try to tout Rosa Parks.
And don't shake hands with a man unless they initiate this. Because it's all like if they initiate it for you.
Women are second-class citizens in Iran.
Right. It says violence against foreign women is almost unheard of in Iran because they don't go there. Even if the odd grope in a safari isn't, consider yourself warned. And it just boggles my mind that these people talk about Iran as this wonderful open place to go and travel, and yet there's this super strict set of rules. And if you stay within the rules, then you won't get put in jail, or you won't get... But see, here's the thing. This is a country that throws homosexuals off the rooftop. It's a country that if you're raped, you have to have 4 male witnesses to prove that you were raped. Otherwise, you're the one that gets put in jail. I mean, I've heard of Western women being raped and them being put in jail. So this is Iran, and this is one of the countries that has definite... there was a lot of people at that protest. Or no, it wasn't even a protest. It was their celebration, right? And it was all anti-Trump, anti-American. And then when we say, hey, we might have some issues with letting some of these people in, we might need to vet more clearly so that the ones who don't go chant death to America in the streets don't come in, then everybody throws up in their arms.
Leah, when people chant death to America, they don't really mean it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys, that's it for that. I am so done. I don't even want to have to talk about this stuff anymore. But we have to. We have to bring you this stuff. It's absurd, and the mainstream media is not showing it to you. So we're gonna bring it to you, and that's why.
If you don't like our noses, I'm sorry, we're not doing this.
No.
I can't imagine a culture that would accept.
It's like boxing the feet, like the Chinese and stuff used to do that. Probably still do.
They're making tons of money off of this. I just feel sorry for these poor women that they're reduced to their noses.
Yeah.
They're a country that has reduced their women to their noses.
This is so sad.
To their noses.
Because a lot of people do look funny if all you're seeing is their nose. But then you take in the rest of their face and they're beautiful and the nose fits and it's just right. Come on, people.
I love this white guy traveler, and he's taking pictures of these beautiful women with their nose.
This is absolutely absurd. All right, this is Leah Michelle, Resistance Chick, signing off, where it's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, share these on your social media pages, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the bell so that you get notifications, and find us on Facebook. We love you guys. Come back for more, because we're going to be back in a minute.
You don't need
God bless.
to change your nose, no matter what it looks like.
No, not ever. God made it.
Right.
I was cold all alone, no place for home every day, so afraid, but you called my name.